toss. With me is Nick, and we're going to see Vikings and Zagara being banned. I like the Zagara ban.
Yeah, we've seen Zagara be used a lot by Team Alternate today to great success. They had some wombo combo setups, but also just picking Zagara in kind of less wombo orientated comps and just being a really successful for them. We did have Alternate banning out the Vikings, a very good pick on Cursed Hollow. You can always run that delay tactic and soak 3 lanes of experience with the Vikings. So nice pick, or sorry, nice ban by them, but it's going to be a first pick on the Jaina here from Team Alternate.
Yeah, it is, and we know how strong Jaina can be. She just provides so much burst in a team environment and so much single target AoE as well, providing such great chase potential in there too. And LDLC going to reply with the Sylvanas Malfurion, and we've seen a Malfurion in I think every single game today.
Yeah, Malfurion very, very strong at the moment for the sustain of the Tranquility, but not only that, the Entangling Roots proving to be such a devastating ability to kind of follow up to ensure people get stuck into wombo combos. And I mean, yeah, they could be starting a more of a wombo combo comp here with the Sylvanas. The Wailing Arrow is quite nice in that kind of thing. So maybe we will see a Diablo or a Zeratul later on in the draft coming out from LDLC. But on the side of Alternate, it's going to be Vala and Brightwing. Brightwing maybe being picked preemptively because the option of Illidan is still on the table here for LDLC.
Yeah, it is, and picking up that Brightwing not only maybe counters Illidan, but counters a pick we're seeing rise up in popularity in the Kerrigan, also the Zeratul as well. If Zeratul's able to blink in, polymorph straight away, if you've got those good reactions, it's a 2-second CC, it's one of the longest in the game, and it just nullifies Zeratul, means he doesn't have that solid escape that he may have after he reveals himself, or maybe at 13 with the wormhole. And if you're able to burst him down quickly with the Jaina, then it becomes a lot easier to be able to deal with him. LDLC though, they've got a few options on the board in terms of their warrior. They can go ETC, but we're gonna see Hammer.
Yeah, Hammer is a really, really strong hero. It's kind of underrated, especially over in the NA side of things. But over here in Europe, Hammer, a very feared pick. We've seen it used by other top teams, such as Team Liquid. And yeah, Hammer just can be a really, really potent pick.
Yeah, as Hammer had her time at the top when it was Hammer Valor always in first rotation. You could guarantee it, but that's another pick that used to be at the top that's not seen anymore in Chen.
Yeah, Chen can be quite good on Cursed Hollow because of the ability of Wandering Keg to contest the Grave Golem, knock enemy heroes off that beacon, allowing for your team to just secure it, even in a bad situation. So yeah, really interesting pickups here from LDLC, but we'll have to see. Alternate here, they need a warrior and they need some kind of damage, unless they're going for some kind of double healer, but I don't think, or double tank, but I don't think that will be the case. And I mean, Illidan's still on the table here. I have to imagine they could go for that.
But their support for the Illidan wouldn't be too great, I guess, and they really need a way to engage up onto this Hammer here.
Yeah, definitely, and I have to feel that ETC is going to get picked up here from the side of Alternate, giving them double global presence, which can be so very nice on a map like Cursed Hollow. And yeah, I don't know, I mean, it could be the Illidan. I mean, the healer situation isn't so great for them, but yeah, it's still definitely an option.
Yeah, they're certainly taking their time with this one. We could even see something maybe like a Kerrigan as a melee assassin here, but they're going to go for the Tyrande to try and get some lockdown onto that Hammer. And I believe we saw it at DreamHack, I think. We saw a Tyrael. Tyrael could potentially get picked just for the hard engage onto Hammer, but it's probably not that likely when you've, of course, got the option of the ETC in there.
Yeah, I have to feel it's going to be Diablo now because of the Tyrande pickup.
Yeah.
That can be such a nice combination for roaming, and yeah, particularly on this map, the roaming combo of Diablo Tyrande is quite fearsome. And you also have the added option of Critterize later on. So not only do you have the Hunter's Mark from Tyrande for the bonus damage when you try to blow up somebody in a crowd control combo, but you also have the Critterize coming out from that level 16 on Brightwing.
And has the draft just bugged for you a little bit?
Yeah, I think it might be bugged out. I'm not 100% sure, but still
Oh, no,
waiting.
there we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just stuttered a little bit there, it seems, as we wait for Alternate's last pick. That Diablo would certainly make a lot of sense, along with the Tyrande, the Critterize in there as well. Just a lot of CC, but it's nothing set in stone, as we see with LDLC's comp with the Hammer and Chen.
Yeah, it's definitely possible that. Oh, and we're gonna have a
Stitches.
Stitches coming out here. Yeah, I mean that definitely works too. They do have some good heroes for the Stitches comp. They have the Tyrande, they have the Jaina, they have the option of even Vala with Rain of Vengeance for locking down any kind of hook into crowd control and blow up. But we do have the response from LDLC getting the Uther pickup. So double healer, hammer, and Sylvanas. We actually saw the same very comp today in DreamHack, I believe, being ran by Team Liquid. But yeah, Sylvanas hammer as damage dealers, double healer, and a tank. So definitely very, very interesting comp coming out by LDLC. But I mean, it's becoming a lot more common here over in the EU
Yeah.
side of things.
Yeah, it certainly is. As it's an interesting one. I like seeing these newer picks that are coming out. Those things like the Chen, like the Hammer, the Tyrael as well. Seeing teams really mix things up and seeing what they can go for, how they can catch teams off guard, and just go from there. And Chen saw some play on the most recent patch at the beginning. Um, Especially on Cursed Hollow, because you can of course just go into those Grave Golem pits with that Wandering Keg and just push everyone around, and you can really zone people out like that as well. Just push Jaina either away from the fight or bring her into hammer range, and that can really be destructive.
Yeah, another thing to note about the comp of LDLC is they have the option of cleanse on Uther. So, I mean, if the Uther is really on his toes, he can pre-cleanse any kind of incoming hook coming out from alternate. So it'll be really on Uther here to ensure that kind of the dream alternate, pick Stitch's hook into Tyrande Lunar Flare into Jaina blow up is kind of negated by that cleanse.
Yeah,
And the
definitely
Divine Shield option as well.
Yeah, Divine Shield would be pretty good, especially if you chuck it onto Chen and he can just jump straight into the back line. I saw a game on NA, I think it was, towards the quarter semi-finals of a Go For once, and Panda Pals were picked over Wandering Keg. So I mean, if you want to go for the Divine Shield, you can get a safe channel of those Panda Pals off, should you want to go for that, but you'd like to think it'll be a Wandering Keg.
Yeah, I have to imagine on this map we're going to see the keg, but I definitely think Storm, Earth, and Fire has its merits in certain situations. But it's Wandering Keg is just overall more versatile, I feel.
Yep, as we're now just getting into the game, we're just waiting for Nunde and one more player from LDLC. But LDLC, they're a team which have some really old school quote unquote players in their lineup. LOL versus XD, Vipolino played back when we were in the first season of the Heroes Premier League, with playing with Pain is Pain alongside Bakery, Gala, Hysterica I think was in that team back then, and someone else. Alasta, Paleta, Hiruke played for Well Met at one point as their support, but Alasta, Paleta, and LOL vs XD have all been in a team together before, and the only real new additions are Vip and Hiruke.
Yeah, indeed. And again, alternate having some roster changes soon or recently.
Yep.
So having two new players on their team in the form of Nande and Dark Wanix. We did have a role swap as well. Gluehammer going from carry over to the tank player. So definitely some role swaps and new members here for alternate. But so far, they've been looking better than ever.
Yeah, I mean, Nunde actually spent time in the team known as Beat Our Bakers, who qualified for the first season of the Major League, but unfortunately fell apart 1 or 2 weeks in. They also qualified for the HCL, I believe it was, which was organised by AAA, and the second season of the Heroes Premier League, which we all know about that one. But I mean, it's great to see tournaments like Gosu running, providing consistent competition for teams. We've got 3 cups in total. Each have a ton of qualifiers which teams can play in, practice, participate, get better, and of course the sweet, sweet, juicy prize pools at the end.
Yeah, definitely some really nice prize pools. Not only cash, but also hardware and stuff like that. Thanks to Alienware and Rocat and any other sponsors that I'm forgetting. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to getting into this game. We do have that fearsome double healer, Hammer, and Sylvanas comp coming out of LDLC. And we just have a Stitches, kind of a standard Stitches pick comp coming out of Team Alternate. So definitely some comps that we know and are used to seeing, but I guess the double healer or hammer a little more of a recent style, whereas the stitches is kind of falling out of the meta a bit.
Yeah, certainly so. I mean, the Malfurion and Uther provide so much support for the hammer that she can just siege up somewhere and just be protected for so long. When you've got Chen being a disruptive tank on that back line, can just let Hammer do her thing, do her job, and deal so much splash damage to the front line. And even onto a Stitches now, who had his maximum HP nerfed, Hammer can really do some great damage.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Hammer so very good at chunking frontliners on the enemy team. I mean, if you go for that giant killer execution Nexus Frenzy, it can be so much damage. But yeah, I am really eager to get into this game. It'll be really interesting to see how these teams are going to match up against each other in this best of 3 series.
Yeah, certainly so. As we are now loaded on into this Cursed Hollow with the team on the left-hand side. It is going to be Team Alternate. Krolu on the Brightwing again, Nunde on the Valor, Guccio on the Jaina, Gluehammer on the Stitches, and Dark Onyx there on the Tyrande.
And on the right side of the map, spawning as the red team, we have LDLC, we have Alistor on Sergeant Hammer, Holator on Uther, Vipolino on Chen, Lol versus XD on Malfurion, and Haruka on Sylvanas.
Yep, as they're going to be moving as a unit to start things off here. As they'll then probably break away as we see Lol versus XD and Polita going down in towards this bottom lane, grabbing their watchtower and then regrouping to see how they want to set their lanes up.
Yeah, and we're going to have an auto-attack Vala coming out here from Alternate. Nande deciding to go for that Rancor on level 1. We'll have to see if it's a full auto-attack build or a kind of hybrid build that we've seen sometimes as of late. Other than that, not too many talents out of the ordinary here. More of an assassin build coming out from Sylvanas, but we do have Gluehammer, Dark Wanix, and Guccio kind of waiting in that top lane for a pick.
Yeah, and if they're able to get onto Hiruka or Hammer, but they're going to miss both of them. It's going to go straight through. The Lunar Flare not hitting either. Alasta and Hiruka very lucky to dodge that one.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really, really close, just breezed by them. But yeah, it's going to be another hook coming out with the... it's going to be a miss, but yeah, I mean, they have a strong kill lane up here, Alternate, with the Stitches, with the Tyrande, with the Jaina, so it's going to be really dangerous for LDLC here in the top lane.
And it's a lot of nice wave clear as well to counteract the Hammer wave clear that's going to come in, because Jaina, of course, has the Blizzard, has the Cone of Cold, and Gluehammer on that Stitches has the slammed clear waves as well, which isn't exactly mana intensive either, as they do get the hook onto Polita, but he is going to dodge the Lunar Flare and the Blizzard. Dark Onyx, though, gets a lot of damage back onto him.
Yeah, unfortunately, a little too late there on the Lunar Flare. You got to be ready for your Stitches to throw out that hook and to immediately follow up with the Lunar Flare in position, but again, no kill here, but a hook coming out again. We did have a faster Lunar Flare follow up, but it was just onto a creep.
Yep, as now Alasta does get himself sieged up, going to have to back away. They've done some damage onto this tower, about a third of the health HP. Nunde's having a bit of a bad time in this mid lane, however, just getting zoned completely away by Vipolino. The bot lane, though, pretty even. Support versus support. Krolu has the little bit more wave clear. The real action is in this top lane.
Yeah, certainly, and I mean, we don't have the Blizzard being available there, but the hook not good anyways. So we do have the first tribute of the game spawning now. The tri-lane's just going to be able to take a quick little walk down here to contest it. And we'll see if there's any other rotations. We still have Vala and Chen in the middle, and Brightwing and Malfurion in the bot.
Yeah, as the wave clear coming in from Jaina to push this lane out, as Gluehammer is trying to get onto this tribute. Going to get interrupted or just walk away as Hiruka sent out the Haunting Wave. And Gluehammer going for another channel here. Baits into the hook. That's what you want to see from your Stitches, Tyrande. Doesn't matter how many you miss, as long as you get that one and it gives you such a big advantage, it all works out perfectly. And there it is. There's the advantage.
Yeah, first tribute of the game going on over to Team Alternate. Nice combo by them. The hook into the Lunar Flare, into the Blizzard, which I might add is being increased the radius by Snowstorm. It's going to be Manticore coming out from Nande as well, so a full auto attack build here from Vala. And what else do we see? A kind of a tank build, pretty standard here coming out from Stitches. Slam build being quite nerfed, and on the other side of things, the talents look pretty standard for Team LDLC.
Yep, as I just realised I need to sort the team names out, because I'm the worst producer EU. So, again, we have the Tyrande and Jaina just taking away the easy camp here, doing what they need to do. Get that pressure in that top lane, letting Stitches solo up against the Uther for now.
Yeah, and we do have those Siege now coming out, as the second tribute of the game should be spawning here shortly, but we do have that pressure in the bottom lane here coming out from LDLC, the Sylvanas, and the Hammer, proving to be quite a bit of damage for that cannon tower, and trying to go for the second one, but the engagement here.
Yep, double stun landing. Blizzard is going to get 2 strikes off onto Malfurion and the Sylvanas, but Alastor knocked them away, so the Cone of Cold wouldn't have hit, as the second tribute is spawning now. As Vipolino all by himself in this mid lane, going to be forced away. And I honestly think, or at least back when he played for Playing with Pain is Pain, Vipolino was the best tank in the EU, and I'm sure he's looking to regain that spot.
Yeah, definitely. And we do have the second tribute of the game going over to Alternate. Just a really nice position for them. And I mean, we did have the rotation by that triple lane from LDLC into the bottom lane, so Sergeant Hammer would have been hard-pressed to get up there and contest it, but it looks like they're just going to be content to take the second cannon tower here in the bottom lane, securing their experience lead just a bit more.
Yep, and forcing Krolu to back away from this one as well, but it looks like it could just be a big bait. They're going to get the stun onto Hiruka, but again, the damage just can't follow up here. Krolu having to dodge away from the entangling roots. The healing ward is down as well. Krolu just about surviving that with the gust of healing as well. And it looks like Alastor, Hiruka and LoL vs XD just going to stay down here and keep on pushing this one.
Yeah, and looking at the level 7 talents, nothing too big here, but we do have a, oh my god, LoL versus XD getting erased. The Lunar Flare and Blizzard combo just being too much for him there.
Yeah, meanwhile in the top lane we actually have Gluehammer pushing down these 2 towers already. Paleta having a bit of a tough time. Gluehammer though now out of mana, going to go tap his fountain and get his regen going, but Hiruka and Alastor ready and waiting to maybe force Alternate away from this one, but they're already on 2 tributes. They get this third, then LDLC are cursed.
Yeah, and it looks like Alternate wants to contest this. They do have the option of Hook here, so it's, even though it's a good positioning for LDLC, it can turn quickly bad for them. And yeah, the delay tactics coming in here from Alternate. Stitches kind of running in here, and the hook on the Malfurion.
Yep, there it is, followed by the Rain of Vengeance. Both teams level 10. Divine Shield keeping LoL vs XD alive for now. Tranquility being used in the backline as well. Vipolino needs to get out of there. He's getting low. Gluehammer getting low as well. Both tanks having a bit of trouble here, but look at Alastor here in the backline. Sieged up, gets stunned, now hooked. He's going to fall. Double roots onto Nande and Krolu though. And that's what you were talking about. One hook can change a team fight, but it's not over just yet, as they're going to force Vipolino away. LDLC are the weaker team here. They do only have 4 members. Gluehammer's now tapped the well, and there it is. Third tribute and the curse.
Yeah, it was a kind of weird positioning there by Alistor and the Sergeant Hammer of LDLC. He was kind of just sieged up in a kind of bad spot, I feel. He had free reign on the backline of Alternate, but he was just so susceptible to a hook there, and the combo going down on him being executed just flawlessly, and an easy kill there for Alternate. But this is going to be a curse for Alternate onto LDLC and a Grave Golem, but LDLC going for their own Grave Golem as well, not wanting to get that double Golem play against them.
Yeah, 2 Grave Golems going against you is always a bit of a struggle to deal with because you have to split your resources so far across the map that then the opposing team, in this case Alternate, would be able to just exploit you quite a bit. Alastair doing his best to clear this mid wave, sieging up, chucking out the napalms as well, doing what he can, but the fountain will go down, and this bot lane is a big push. Grave Golem plus 3 players, and this Grave Golem still on full HP, make that 4 players.
Yeah, and Alternate took advantage of the positioning of LDLC, going for their Siege Giant camps, using that bribe. So a very, very strong push here in the bottom lane. Hook goes out, but just not getting on any target. And yeah, just so much here for Team Alternate.
Yeah, they've already pushed through these 2 towers, looking to maybe play on a hook here, get Alastair, get Hiruke, Lova60, all very easy targets for them to grab, as Vipolino's actually going to get snared up here. They can get some free damage down onto him. The hook's going to miss the other targets, but Vipolino gets polyed, has to back away, and will Alternate back away from this keep? I guess they will, but the Wandering Keg's going to come out, separating Gluehammer. Wailing Arrow actually hits all 4 of the other players, but they're going to try and get on here. Starfall being used as disengaged. Rain Avenger is going to miss everyone. Lova60 getting another Divine Shield. Gluehammer still alive in that front line. Vipolino keeping up with the chase here. They could jump onto Crowley, who's going to blink away. Vip gets hooked in, gets taken down by Dark Phonics there. Lova60 gets Lunar Flared as well, means he can't keep on chasing just yet. Crowley very low there as well, forced to use the Ice Block as the level 13 talents have come in. Stitches can frontline a little bit safer now with that Relentless. They hook onto Alastair, the stun comes in as well. And wow, what a fight there for Alternate.
Yeah, nice try by LDLC there to split up the Stitches with that Wandering Keg, but unfortunately just not enough follow-up to get him killed there, and well done by the supports of Alternate to keep Gluehammer alive through that whole debacle.
Yeah, definitely so. As now, what do LDLC do? They're a level behind, they're a talent behind. They can, of course, still fight 13 to 14. It's not the worst spot to be in. The tributes have reset. They can certainly come back into this game. It's far from over.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they still have their keeps alive. I mean, the bottom one is quite wounded, but they still have 2 outer forts to go along with the 3 keeps they have up. And yeah, I mean, the experience gap isn't too huge here. It's 14 to 13, and Team LDLC only about halfway through level 13 right now, so not a huge advantage one way or the other, but definitely looking pretty nice for Alternate.
Yep, as LDLC, they're going to group up as 4 here, get some pressure down onto this mid lane with their Bruiser camp, and the tribute is spawning just to the south of their position, as Alastair will join them. Krulu, of course, will split. They actually go on to Guccio here. Vipolino jumping over. Wandering Keg as well. This is a very nice pick to start the things off.
Yeah, Guccio a little bit out of position. They're going to get picked off. Probably going to mean a tribute here, but Gluehammer wants to get a pick. He gets a hook onto Polator, and the follow-up just not fast enough. And wow, they're going to get turned on here.
Yeah, the Wailing Arrow coming in as Vala now falls. Vipolino jumping onto Dark Phonics. Forces him to actually use his sprint as well. That's the only escape that Tyrande has in her kit. Krulu has been able to grab this top 4, but at what cost? They've lost one of their own. Going to lose a tower in here as well, and potentially could lose more. If Alastair sieges up with the protection of the double support in front of him, then they can do some serious damage, especially with the Sylvanas push.
Yeah, LDLC getting a lot of value out of those pickoffs, getting the mid keep wall here down from Alternate, so a nice little experience boost for them, but we're having another tribute spawning. Quite nice positioning here, I have to say, for LDLC, but the only problem is Team Alternate about to hit that level 16 talent tier.
Yep, and that probably means a fishing hook for Stitches, which this tribute position is perfect for Stitches, because he can hook from the horseshoe in towards the tribute. LDLC know this. They know their opponents have just hit 16. They're just going to back away from this one very safely.
Yeah, a very good point there. Even though it was spawned on the side of LDLC, that area is just such a nice place for Stitches to just abuse with that fishing hook that did come out there. And yeah, we do have the level 16 talent tier choices coming out very, very standard across the board here from Team Alternate.
Yeah, as they do scout out the ETN being taken, but it's a little bit too late to really do anything about that. Their own Grave Golem, though, they've got good timing on this. Spawns in 5, as this is going to be the next point of play for Alternate. LDLC could go and contest this, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to go and do here, but it's already being bursted down so quickly. The Hunter's Mark and all the damage from Jane, and Nunde is going to get snared up here and could be open to engage. And there it is from Vipolino. Rain of Vengeance is being used to stop them. Starfall as well. Boss has been taken, but that's what you expect from your Chen. It's almost being done here. Such a small error here. Little margin for the boss. There it is. It gets taken for Alternate, and they're going to LDLC. Sorry, they're going to clean up as well. 4 for 0. Just Nunde left now, and that is what LDLC needed to play upon a mistake of Alternate. They got a little bit too hasty in taking that Grave Golem.
Yeah, definitely. It's always a huge risk to try to take that Grave Golem against a Chen on your team. And yeah, just Alternate making a huge misplay there, trying to get that Grave Golem out before LDLC could arrive, but just LDLC getting there just in the nick of time, able to contest that and get 4 kills for none. That is such a big deal. And now we're going to have the Grave Golem coming in here. LDLC doesn't even want to stick around. They know the Grave Golem is going to deal with that keep.
Yeah, they know that's going to do the damage, especially with the Siege Giants behind them. That's the keep down. They're going to grab the Tribute and now fall back to their own Grave Golem, and this has just swung everything in LDLC's favour. They've been trailing this game for the entire 13-14 minutes. Then they take one fight and they suddenly have a 2-level lead. Really, really nice play from them.
I think more throws happen on this map than any other with the double Grave Golems. You just cannot take a Grave Golem when your enemy team has the ability to contest you, especially when you're playing a Stitches comp that you don't want to be engaged on.
Yeah, I completely agree, but are we going to see the reverse throw here? The Grave Golem gets taken. Lover 60 very low. Wandering Keg into the Wailing Arrow, and that's interesting. Divine Shield onto the Wandering Keg there. Gloomhammer is now the focus. He has been shrunk, so he's going to be a very high-pitched voice. Stitches as Crowloo now joining the fight, and not too much has actually happened here apart from Nunde falling. As Dark X going to get jumped on here, stunned up by Dark X there, and that's not how you stop a Vipolino on a Chen. He can keep jumping on you. Hiruki's now joined the fight. The flying kick from Chen is just up so often that it makes chasing the target so very easy.
Yeah, this is starting to look really, really grim now here for Alternate. Losing this keep wall, but oh man, Dark Onyx getting picked off there.
Yeah, Vipolino again jumping in, and again onto Crowloo here. Forced to use the ice block. Is going to blink away, but Alasta is on the other side, not able to find the kill just yet. Gets cleansed away. That hook didn't hit. And now the keep is going to go down as well. They could look to end here. 14 seconds on Jaina, 25 on the Tyrande. Or they could look to just get all 3 keeps. But no, they're going to go for the end here. Gloomhammer, Crowloo, Nunde, the only 3 members up. Jaina spawning in just a few. Stun is going to go down onto Gloomhammer. That's Valor down. Gloomhammer using his Putrid Bile to see what he can do. Divine Shield onto Alasta. Lover 60 using that ice block. That's dead Stitches. Next is Guccio to fall. Maybe not, but the core certainly will.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Alternate, being in such a commanding position, but then throwing it all away due to that Grave Golem encounter. But yeah, really nice job there by LDLC to get back into this game and make it a 1-0 lead over for them.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, they trailed more or less the entire game, and this is a best of 3, so Alternate can come back into this.